Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to some of you. Great Biafrans. This is Mazi Odinkemma N Nwachineke, a bona fide active member of IPOB and also an active financial member as well. If you watch your screen, you can see that this is a tour, a one-man protest here in Germany, touring all the cities that I can be able to cover today. And the topic of this protest is the program that the Nwachineke anchored with the second in command by the name Mr. Kapo Daniel. Mr. Kapo Daniel, he is the deputy chief defense officer of Ambazonian Defense Force. The advice that he gave to the DOS. And that is the point that we're here to talk about. The reason why it's very important because almost all the things that he said is exactly what the IPUB autopiloters are doing. And we are very happy that that same also come from somebody who is an official of Ambazonia. And it says, I quote, Mr. Kapo Daniel said that he is not speaking this as an organization relationship, but he is saying this as a personal, somebody who has the Afra at heart, somebody who wants the Afra to come, because with the coming of the Afra, the whole of Africa will be free. And that is why we are reminding the HOD and the IPUB autopiloters so that we can be able to carry on this task. I read. He said, I'm not speaking this as an organization relationship, but I'm speaking this as someone who wants Biafra to come. He said, this is my advice I will give to Biafran's people and to the leadership of IPOB as an independent person and not as official. He said, do not, do not expect Nigerian government, do not expect Nigerian government to give us our freedom. Do not expect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to say anything from DSS dungeon because he has paid the huge price for this freedom. He went ahead to say that the HOD and the Biafran people, of course not our autopiloters, that you are just putting an unbearable pain to a man who is putting his life for this freedom. He said that everything, everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had to say have already been talked to Biafrans. He went on to say that no doubt that you are going through some difficulties condition. Go back to his previous broadcast, listen to what he said. Don't listen to what he's saying now. Listen to what he said years ago. Not because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not capable to speak, but because of some strategies, situation that he finds himself, and that is why he cannot say anything to Biafrans and IPOB worldwide from the DSS dungeon. But for sanity reasons, focus on what he said when he was there with us. Focus on what he told us before he was in jail. Then you get your freedom. You understand what I'm saying now? This is exactly what we are talking about. And that is why we are doing what we are doing to make sure that those teachings that he has taught us, because we know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot speak for us from the DSS dungeon. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying now? That is why I begin to hammer on this topic, reminding DOS, reminding autopiloters, because we are doing our job already. You know, so say now, but for DOS to wake up from their slumber. He said, focus on what he told you before, not what he told you now. And when he's talking about what he told us before, you have to go back to 2015. You have to go back to 2015. You go back to the World Igbo Congress that he had a meeting with the World Igbo Congress. You have to focus there so that you can be able to understand exactly what he's talking about. Those previous messages that he gave to us, those prophecies, that majority of them has come to pass. But the one that is going to help us to get our freedom is exactly what Mr. Kapo Daniel is talking about. He went ahead to say, this is a war that we are right now in a war situation. If you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just like South Africans want Mandela to be free, the South Africans, they did not fight Mandela case in the court. You know what I'm saying now? They do not fight Mandela's case in the court. So also Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case cannot be fight in the court. Because Nigerian government can never, ever abide by that rules. We have seen so many cases where the Nigerian government have already flooded their the order given to the court. We have carved cases where DSS dungeon or DSS officials they flooded orders given to them. We have seen many cases like that. You know what I'm saying now? We have seen many cases. That is why we're saying that Nigerian government can never ever free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by the rule of law. It is impossible. And this is exactly what Mr. Kapo Daniel is talking about. If we want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be free, if we want Mazi Nnamdi to be free, this is exactly what we're going to do. He said that we missed the best opportunity in the last election, November 6, 2021. And he is talking about Anambra election. He's talking about Anambra election. You know, those days, we've been shouting no election in Anambra State. All of a sudden, the no election in Anambra State was sold. You know what I'm saying now? But you have opportunity to still amend those things that you did. Because this is an opportunity given to you. I'm talking to the officials. I am talking to the officials right now. You missed the opportunity. We know many of you sold out. We know you collect millions of dollars. We know that. But you have the opportunity to revise back those things. You know what I'm saying now? So that you can be able to carry everyone along. But as of Autopilot IPOB, we are doing just that. We are doing just that. We are doing just that. Now, he went ahead to say that DSS Nigerian government has a resource to manage the youth. Now he's talking about when it comes to time of election, they have the resources to manage the youth. They are in control of the ballot box. In Nigeria, election doesn't count. Your vote don't count. Your vote don't count. They have already decided who is going to be there. So that is why in this 2023 we say no election in Anambra State. No election in Anambra State. I repeat, he said that DSS Nigerian government has a resource to manage the youth in calming down the situation. They have a degree in the election box. Then you have a politicians who are willing to participate in election. First of all, you have government that can manipulate the ballot box. Secondly, you have a willing tools politicians who are willing to participate in this election. Then you now have few youths who want to sell their dignity for us to remain in this abject poverty. And what are they saying about? What are they talking about? In this case, once the election is conducted, whatever we say doesn't mean anything. The international community will not take us serious because each time we talk, they are going to say, "Go back to your leaders, your officials." Now, Mr. Capo Daniel went on to say, like they were trying to restrain their protocol in Ambazonia general election coming on this 2022. He said, Biafrans, never again allow one single ballot box in Biafra land. Any other person that vote is like putting a spear or a knife in the heart of Mazi Odinkemma N, a man who have already bring out himself in order to do what? To get us our freedom. Do not one single vote or single ballot box allow to be put in Biafra land. This is the advice coming from Mr. Kabi. You can go and watch the program. The program was conducted on the 3rd of April 2022 by Nwachineke in official IPOB Rapture Media. That was where it was programmed. That was where the advice came from. You understand what I'm saying now? Now, he went ahead to say, he went ahead to say, go back and set an example of those that voted as sons and daughters citizens of Biafra, that through the subjugation and submitted themselves to go through the electoral balls and giving a justification to the international community that Nigeria and Biafra are okay. You know what I'm saying now? After the general election, let me repeat, but let me go back again. He said, go back and set an example of those that voted as sons and daughters, citizens of Biafra land, that through the subjugation and submitted themselves to go through the electoral box and giving a justification to the international community that Nigeria and Biafra are one. Go back and set an example. Go back and set an example of those people that floated. Now let me go back again. Let me go back again. He said, like they in Ambazonia, freedom fighters are trying to restrain their protocol in Ambazonia general election. When I ready to say to Biafrans and IPUB, HOD, IPUB autopilot, never again allow one single ballot box in Biafra land. Any other person that votes is like putting a knife in the heart of Mazi Odinkemma N, and there is no forgiving for that sin. Even in any part of Nigeria, as a Biafran, it's like putting a knife in the heart of Mazi Odinkemma N, and there is no forgiving for that sin. I'm very, very happy this is coming from this official. I am very, very happy. I am very, very happy. It's like putting a knife in the heart of Mazi Odinkemma N, and there is no forgiving for that sin. Even after this 2023 general election, go back and set an example of those that voted as sons and daughters of the Afghan citizens, that through the subjugation and submitted themselves to go through the electoral box and giving a justification to the international community that Nigeria and the Afghans are okay. And these will be the reason why you are going to suffer for the next 4 years. With the people who floated the order, this will be the reason that we are going to suffer again for the next 4 years. He said, no matter what we said as Biafrans, the international community will say, let go and listen to what the government will say. Mr. Capo Daniel went ahead to say, and I quote again, if I am one in charge of the HOD and IPOB, I will ban all the governors from setting their foot in Biafra land up front. It is more important to get rid of these guys than the military and have your street. Make sure that there is no governor, no elected officer set foot in Biafra land. Whether you are a senator, and in this case, Senator Abaribe is one man that we appreciate so much. But he went ahead to say, no matter how good you are, and this word is referring to Senator Enyinia Abaribe, he said, we should not allow any governor or elected officer to set their foot in Biafra land. Whether you are a senator, and in this case, Senator Enyinia Abaribe, no matter how good you are, Senator Enyinya Baribe is a good man. He's speaking for the Biafrans, but we don't want one Nigeria no more. We don't want one Nigeria no more. He said, no matter how good you are, we don't need that type of goodness anymore. The Biafran people don't need that type of goodness again because Biafrans are not in agitation anymore. Mazi Nnamdi has crossed that line. The era of agitation is over. Now is the time of freedom. The independence that Ojukwu declared has never been reversed. He said, HODDOS, you should stop using strategies for freedom, thinking that you are fighting for freedom. I repeat, Mr. Capo Daniel said that the leadership of IPOB should stop using strategies for freedom, thinking that they are fighting freedom. That the level of that strategy is over, and Nigeria will not give us our freedom. You have to kick Nigeria out of your house because right now Nigeria is inside Biafra. Kick Nigeria out of Biafra land, and Biafra will have a space to be free. And he went ahead to say, who is Nigeria? Nigeria is the governors within the Nigerian state, the Nigerian military, the Nigerian police, Nigerian DSS, and all these criminals are the one protecting the environment for the real vampires to be there. Now, who is the real vampire? The real vampires are these governors, these elected officials. These are the problem. These are the problem. These people are our major problem. You know, so say now, these people are our major problem. That is why today, I'm just started this program about 9:30. You know, so I'm saying now, and very soon I will continue to take my train to go to the next city, and again still hitting on this same issue throughout today. Tomorrow again we continue till I finish this one-man protest, which I'm going to tour the whole cities of Germany. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how long it takes. Does not matter how long it takes. But the 16 state here in Germany, I am going to talk on it, and this will be my topic. This will be my topic. This will be my topic. Let me continue. He said, who is Nigeria? Nigeria is governors within the Nigerian state, the Nigerian military, the Nigerian police, Nigerian DSS. All these criminals are the one protecting the environment for which the real vampires to be there. And you know, this man that they're ruling with the name called Buhari, he is one of the real vampires. Who are the people protecting him? Is this military, this DSS, this police, and the rest of them. You know what I'm saying now? So the moment that we begin to implement this particular thing that I advised, that Mr. Capo Daniel advised the HOD, the better. And like I said before, this is opportunity for the HODDOS to amend their mistake. Because as long as I'm concerned, they are still the authority. And like I said, that whatever, and many Biafrans, many IPOB autopilot have said, whatever positive that they are going to do, more especially in Biafra land, we are going to support it 100%. We are going to support it 100%. This is exactly what happened when the HOD announced the 2 days sit at home against the Buhari visit in Ebonyi State. Everyone was shut down. You know what I'm saying now? Whatever positive that you said, we are going to support it. And this is the Mazi Odinkemma N Nwachineke speaking, telling you, pouring my heart to you, for you to listen and do. Because another affair of Yabaru, another affair of Yabaru, another affair of Yabaru. Mazi Nnamdi is coming out very soon. So you have opportunity to amend those things that you have destroyed. That is a fact. You have it. Now, he went ahead to say that if we go after these criminals whom they use to protect the land, he is talking about DSS, all these the security apparatus. If we go after them, then you will see the real vampire. They will leave the land. Because without these criminals, the vampire will still be there. If you leave these criminals, you will see Governor what is his name? This of Cross River, Nyesom Wike will come to Biafra land, we come to Anambra State. If we leave these criminals, you will see all these vampires parading themselves. You know what I'm saying now? But the moment that we begin to err and abide by this advice that came from Mr. Capo Daniel, you know what I'm saying? The Deputy Chief Defense of Ambazonia Freedom Fighters, then you will see that we begin to make wave. We begin to make wave. He said, remember that France people, British people, South African people, even Ghana people, they did what they did to their own. They have zero tolerance to these people. One of those brokers Mazen Namdekan is talking about is zero tolerance. Zero tolerance in a sense that no matter how you think you are nothing. You're also saying now, no matter how zero tolerance. Remember what France people, British people, South African people, and also Ghana people, what they did to their own. They have zero tolerance to these people. You understand what I'm saying now? These are our worst enemy. These people are our worst enemy. These people are our nightmare. These people are the reason why there is no infrastructure. These people are the reason why children are not going to school. These people are the reason why General Ikonso was killed. This really is the reason why that they are eliminating the real Biafran agitators. These are our problem. He said, these people is the people who took out General Ikonso. This is in his right words. You can go and listen to this. I'm coming back again because my train is coming very soon. Then I will go to the next city to continue this. Like I said, this is one man city tour protest by myself, Mazi Odinkemma N, Nwachineke, a bona fide active member of IPOB, and also an active financial member as well, serving the indigenous people of Afra through media, evangelist, and also a music. And what I'm doing right now is the evangelist work that I said, because I believe in Toknadu, just like one of my comrade or fellow comrades said, that GOS are Toknadu. And I can never forget that word. Now look at that protest. Look at that. This is the program. This is where he made all this. I hope you can see it very well. I hope you can see. I hope you can see very well. Look at this another picture here. Look at this another picture here. Look at this. Look at the man here. Look at the man. This is the man. So this is what I'm hammering on this issue till it sink into the score of IPUB autopiloters. It sink to the brain of the DOS. You understand? So they will not give us any justification. If they don't see it today, they will see it next one. If they don't see it next one, they will see the other one. This we are going to hammer on this issue till we get what we want, because our freedom is in our hands. I still remember Mazi Odinkemma N. Nwachineke. Shalom.